All of Us or None is a civil rights organization. It's a grassroots movement of formerly incarcerated people.
We're all standing together. We all have to stand together.
Our mission is to fight against the discrimination that we face coming out of the prison system.
And what we're doing is trying to strengthen the voice of formerly incarcerated people and actually promote policy change that is needed.
What we want is our full rights as citizens and the ability to just start over, to just rebuild our lives.
We deserve, we demand opportunities for our lives.
The first real embodiment of All of Us or None was a statewide strategy session that happened in Oakland in the beginning of 2003.
It was a strategy session. It was the first time that we brought former prisoners into one room and says, look, we need to talk to each other. And we did that across age, we did it across race, we did it across geography. It was the first time that we sat down and said, like, what's good for us? Let's sit down here and think about what's good for us. And let's speak in our own voice. For once, we can decide. We have the power to decide where we go with a struggle that we're developing.
We went on 3 weeks later to have a national meeting in New Orleans that was basically to explore the idea of uniting around certain principles. And it was a very successful meeting, and at the end of it we agreed that we would organize in a collective way around All of Us or None.
Hi, on behalf of All of Us or None, all of the organizations, people who have made this day possible, we'd like to thank you for coming.
The Peace and Justice Summits that we organized have been an opportunity for formerly incarcerated people to testify about the barriers that exist for reentry.
The money that you get released from prison with, the $200. When I got released back in 1976, I got $200. And now this is 2004, and they're still giving you $200.
What we wanted was to put a face on the problem by the people who are having the problems. We want to become the experts of our own lives.
Everywhere I turned, I ran into a brick wall. I tried to get into subsidized housing, but HUD guidelines say no to drug felons.
The genius behind the summit was to invite elected officials to listen and to be part of making a long-term commitment.
I see the demands for policy changes here today. Our office will be looking at all of these. We'll see what we can do in the coming years. I know I'll be carrying at least 1 or 2 or 3 of these bills myself.
We were being respected, our voices were being heard.
Ban the box on applications for public employment.
We held it in Oakland, we held it in East Palo Alto, we held it in San Bernardino, we held it in Los Angeles, both in Watts and in Compton.
And the demands that we are actually campaigning around came out of the Peace and Justice Summits.
I think that one of the biggest accomplishments that we've made is that we've made ban the box.
To ban the box, it's that question: have you been convicted of a crime? Have you been convicted of a felony? Have you been to prison? Have you been to jail?
We believe, and we know from speaking with employers, that many times if someone checks the box, yes, I have a past conviction, that application's thrown in the garbage.
Generally, when people see that box, formerly incarcerated people just give up. They don't even apply.
It's a quandary for felons who have done their time trying to find a job and being faced with an application that asks for arrest history. Tonight there's a move to change city employment applications in San Francisco and get rid of the dreaded box.
We won in San Francisco, and we've taken the campaign to Alameda County. We have won there.
It's not that people believe that you should not consider that question.
It's when and how you consider the question.
There is a way we can do this that levels the playing field. They're not asking for something that a special favor or some special set aside. They're asking to be treated fairly. Just judge me based on the skills that I bring to the table, then look at my background and see if it's something that precludes me from being able to do the job.
As a result of All of Us or None's work, many cities and counties around the country have opened up their hiring process and eliminated that question from their applications so that people have equal opportunity.
The state of Minnesota banned the box for the entire state. They actually acknowledged All of Us or None as being the ones that spearheaded it. And it feels good to be recognized as people that have led, the way.
Voting is one of the most fundamental rights that's taken away from people when they go to prison. The ACLU and All of Us or None collaborated on a really effective billboard, bus stop poster, and postcard campaign that used the pictures of All of Us or None members and quotes from us about our right to vote.
Doing this kind of public education is a really first and critical step in actually being able to increase voter registration.
We're also registering people to vote, and one of our goals is to increase the number of formerly incarcerated people that are voting, that believe their vote counts.
As a formerly incarcerated person, there's no way to better help oneself than to help others.
5197, come on, get it. Initially, when we started doing the bike giveaway, we were contacted by people in prison who asked us to give away the bicycles to let the children know that they loved them. Come on here, homeboy. Why don't you read this number off for me?
So formerly incarcerated people get together and we give bikes away to children in impoverished communities.
And what we're going to give away is all the love that we have to bear, because we're here to serve the community.
Charitable giving on the part of formerly incarcerated people is something that people don't normally think about.
We have to change the public perception, and that's really one of the things that we do with the bike giveaway, is to change the public's perception of who we are.
So it's like when I see formerly incarcerated people putting bicycles together and participating in that way, I'm seeing the development of human beings in a different way that's equally important as the children who are receiving the bicycles.
Clean slate is a term that is used to indicate the legal remedies that exist in California for people to clear up their records.
I'm trying to work at a school, and every time this is my second time being laid off because of my background. So I'm trying to get it cleared up.
It does require a lot of legal help, and so around the state, All of Us or None has collaborated with local legal service institutions to provide free legal services for people who want to clear up their records.
We have to realize that 85% of the people who are in prison right now are going to get out. What are we doing to ensure their success when they come back to society?
My hope for the future of All of Us or None is that we'll create a powerful political movement where people who have been in prison actually have their rights restored.
I think it's such an important organization because these issues that we're talking about really ought to be driven by the communities and the individuals who are most impacted.
And I'm hoping that some of the work that I do will inspire people still in cages to dream that they're entitled to have expectation that they can have a life. I dream that people will sit there and think that they have the ability to change the world.